Hi everyone, my name is Heather Grevatt and I'm a librarian here at Boise State, and I'm going to be talking about applying universal design for learning to digital active learning. So if you visited the movies back before the world ended, you may have seen a commercial like this one where they would say, "Don't watch this on this." And of course, the idea is that an epic visual feast like Lord of the Rings loses something in translation if you're watching it on your tiny little cell phone screen. As the pandemic continued and I was conducting most of my instruction online, this commercial's idea really resonated with me because I was attending online workshops and meetings, and I realized if you don't even really want to watch a movie on your phone, why are we expecting students to do this on this? So as a librarian, I don't currently have 4-credit instruction. Instead, I conduct single session information literacy instruction where a professor essentially invites me to guest lecture for a class, and my instruction can feel a little like this. That's the razzle dazzle scene from Chicago. I basically have a lightning talk to build rapport with the students, introduce our learning outcomes, maybe do some formative assessment. It's a bit of a dance, and the content I'm asked to teach is often a little dry or hard to relate to. So like many librarians, I will often rely on one of these learning technology apps to try to create active learning exercises so students can better engage. However, these apps represent a learning curve for a lot of students who might not have ever used them, and I needed to remind myself that some students are literally attending class on a cell phone. So in terms of pedagogy, that's where UDL, or Universal Design for Learning, comes in, particularly the parts of the framework that reference access. So for example, under recruiting interest, we want to eliminate threats and distractions. If it takes a student 5 minutes to get logged in, or maybe they needed to set up a login before class and they didn't realize, that's a distraction. That's a waste of our class time. And I risk the student disengaging completely because of that technological barrier. A couple of quick examples. I attended a conference where a presenter was using the annotate feature of Zoom, which was awesome. I didn't even know you could do that, but I was on my tablet and I couldn't figure it out, so I couldn't fully participate. An example of the reverse of making it accessible, I really wanted to use Jamboard with students for a class for a mind mapping exercise, but rather than get them into the Jamboard, I just had them enter their ideas into the chat or come off mute and share, and then I entered them into the Jamboard that was shared on my screen, so they could participate without having to actually get into it. So when you're using UDL for digital active learning, the biggest piece of advice I will stress is try any of the activities yourself using multiple devices and just see how hard it might be to engage, and then have a backup plan if the student can't get something working so that they're not left out. And if you're more of a regular teaching faculty than I am, you really have the opportunity to engage with students on this and be a safe place where they can come to you with technology challenges, where they can say, look, I had to let my child or my sibling take the family computer for their own remote learning. So for the next couple of classes, I'm on my phone, but please know that I'm here and I'm going to engage as best as I can. You can be that professor who says, I understand, and I'm going to take that into account when I'm designing our sessions. And thank you for your time.